1021X, Denver's Peer Dance channel, in association with Diverse City Magazine, is proud to introduce Diverse City Radio, focusing on issues and topics affecting Colorado's GLBT community. This weekly roundtable discussion will address a number of diverse issues and topics and promote special events around Denver and nationwide. If you have an idea or topic for Diverse City Radio or would like to participate as a guest, contact information will be provided at the end of today's program. And now, here's today's issue of Diverse City Radio.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of Diverse City Radio. I'm Ed Smith, your host this morning with Diverse City. We are going back to school today. We're going to do it a little bit different. In front of me, I have Karen Benson, who's the director of the Gay, Lesbian, Bisexual, Transgender Student Services at Auraria campus. And along with her is Nico Baker. He is the program coordinator. We're going to discuss the needs that face the GLBT youth in the three colleges that this group serves, which is the Metro State College of Denver, University of Colorado at Denver, and the Community College of Denver. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to start out and just get a little bit of history about who you are and why you got into doing what you're doing, and also start with talking about what the GLBT Student Services is.
Okay, I think I'll start. GLBT Student Services started back in 1993, sort of in the climate of Amendment 2. I didn't come to it until 1994, but the history that led up to the formation of the office really occurred because of this climate from Amendment 2. And some of the students on the campus in the spring of 92 were gathering together and upset about some things that were happening on campus. The main thing that was going on is that some of the student clubs or organizations on the campus were discriminating based on sexual orientation, some of the religious clubs and some of the political clubs. And this was really upsetting to them. So they formed a group and decided to march on President's office. It was President Brewer at the time at Metro. And so they marched on his office with a list of demands. And one of the demands that they had was that a task force be formed to look into basically all the other concerns and demands that they had, that this task force kind of take over this list and investigate the climate on campus. And this is just at Metro at this time.
Do you know how many students actually were involved in that?
No, I don't. But there was a student organization at the time, I think it was called ALAGA, Auraria Lesbian and Gay Alliance at the time. The name has since changed, but that's what it was at that time. And so it was members of that group. And, you know, I'm imagining it was probably 10 to 20 students who were involved, but I wasn't there myself, so I'm not exactly sure who
I was
were
just
the
trying
number.
to figure out, especially at that time, really how many students would have been doing that.
It was actually a pretty active group at that time.
And so that's
because there was no
amazing.
office, the students were doing all the work.
And see, that to me, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That at that time, it was actually happening.
Yes. Well, and you think about the climate during pre-Amendment 2, when Amendment 2 was forming and people are gathering support for it at that time. It coalesced the GLBT community in Denver. And so that happened on campus too. The groups on campus and the issues on campus often just are smaller, or they mimic what's going on in Denver or in the country as a whole. So we were feeling it there too. And they were getting all jazzed up for change. So they marched on the office and they got what they wanted. A task force was formed. The task force met from that spring of 1992 through the fall and put together a report on the climate at Metro and made a list of recommendations, which then the president responded to each one individually. One of their recommendations is that a student services office be formed. Again, then to address all of the other recommendations that they were making so that somebody was there to do the work. So they were able to get the funding for that through student fee money. And that's a board of students and faculty and staff that allocate those monies. So they went directly to them and applied for the money for this new program to be started, and it was approved. So there was a lot of energy for it. There was a lot of momentum. And actually, the first director was half-time only. And it was Sue Anderson, who probably many of you out there remember as the first director of Equality Colorado. Well, right before she did that, she was the director of GLBT Student Services at Auraria. She was there for a year, and then I came on board in the winter of 1994. So that's kind of the initial history about how it was formed. The Community College of Denver and the University of Colorado at Denver bought into the program several years into it. So initially, it was a half-time job for me, just 20 hours a week. I had one student staff who was 10, 12 hours a week, I think, just the two of us in this little tiny, literally a closet. And, it was limited what we could do, but we worked really hard. And then once the other two schools bought into the program and we were serving, became a tri-institutional program, then we had additional monies and I became 3/4 time and eventually now I'm 85% time and have a student staff of 5. So the program has grown quite a bit and we moved from a closet-sized space into our own suite and have a wonderful space and lots of resources to work with.
Coming out, it's so nice.
Absolutely. We have the most colorful office on campus too, I might add.
I've seen it on the website. I can tell you, yes, you do.
Everybody loves it. We're the only ones who can get away with it. The mission of the office is twofold. One piece of it is to support the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender students, staff, and faculty on campus in providing resources for them, information and referral, programming, so forth. The other piece of it is to reach out to allies and what we refer to as potential allies on campus and raise awareness about GLBT issues so as to improve the climate for everyone and for our allies to realize the benefits for them in the climate improving as well.
Okay, Karen, one of the things that I really liked about what you just said is that not only does your group focus on the GLBT student, but it also encompasses the faculty and the staff. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, you bet. While the program is a student fee-funded program, which means that we focus on students and it's a service for students, we feel like it's important to address the education of the staff and faculty, both the GLBT staff and faculty and the non-GLBT staff and faculty, because in assisting them about those issues, they can better work with students, our students, in the classroom and in the various service departments. So that's why we do that.
Okay. Yeah. Education.
Absolutely.
It's in many different forms, and it happens all the time. And if we don't continue to educate, we don't even stand a chance.
Right. And it's not just us that does it. The students help us to do that. We have a lot of volunteers in our office, so we're always looking for people to walk in, looking for something to do, a way to be involved. We'll find something for them to do. And I just thought maybe Nico could tell us a little bit about the climate issues on campus and how we, as an office, are addressing some of those.
Well, as a student at Metro, I've had an amazing experience being out. I usually come out in most of my classes. It comes up at some point in class discussion and have yet for it to be a problem. I've had a really great experience with professors and departments. Everybody's been really welcoming and amazing at Metro. The only times that I have seen problems arise, it's been from working on campus, from people coming in, and it's minor problems. It's something that has come up very rarely in the 2 years I've been there. But I think that our office has really done some amazing stuff to overcome any issues that do exist. Our Speakers Bureau is one of my favorite programs that we sponsor. Faculty members will call us and request speakers to come to classes to talk about a variety of LGBT issues. And we have an entire bureau of volunteers, mostly students, but also some faculty and staff who are experts in their own way on a number of topics, spirituality, political issues, in the workplace, transgender issues, and we send panels and guest speakers to classrooms to educate about these issues. I do want to comment that that's also been a really amazing experience for the students who volunteer. I've gone to a number of classes, and it's pretty amazing to have an opportunity to stand up in front of people and just sort of speak your truth and be really honest about who we are and where we're coming from and what our experience is. And I think it's the most valuable tool that we have to overcome homophobia and heterosexism in the classroom. We also sponsor a Safe Zone program. Safe Zones exist all over the country. It's a training for students, faculty, and staff on being GLBT sensitive and aware. With the training, you get a plaque for your office or workspace and a button. And our GLBT community on campus knows what that plaque means and goes looking for it when they need services. And what I spend most of my time doing is special event programming. We bring speakers and do workshops, performers, things like that. October is GLBT Awareness Month, and we have a big celebration for National Coming Out Day, as well as a number of different speakers and workshops throughout the month. The Auraria campus is one of the most diverse schools in the country, or in the state, excuse me, and our office really works to recognize that diversity and make sure that we're not just representing the needs of the GLBT community, but also of communities of color, of the disabled community, transgender community, other gender variant communities. And we do a lot of programming based on educating ourselves and potential allies about a variety of issues. For example, during GLBT Awareness Month, one of our events that we're really proud of is our High Tea for Allies. We've been doing it for several years now, and it's a chance for the GLBT community to really recognize that we're not in this alone and that we work with a lot of straight people on campus who have put themselves out on the line to support us. It's on the one hand, it's just a fun affair, and we just get together to have fun, but we also think it's really important to recognize the strength that that takes as well.
Another example of that is in October, our keynote speaker was Serena Khan, who is the executive director of the International Gay and Lesbian Human Rights Commission. And she came and talked about international issues as they relate to the GLBT community. And that was wonderful for all of us because it took us beyond our own immediate community of the campus in Denver and Colorado and even our country, and forced us to look a little bit beyond into a more global perspective, which, as we know, is really pertinent these days. It always is, but especially with all the things that have been going on, it was really important for us to look at that sort of perspective.
I think sometimes we actually lose that insight when we're so involved with our little piece of the world.
Right.
That this is just a small piece of everything, and that these issues that affect here are affecting us all over the world.
Absolutely. It's always important for our community to look beyond itself and look for ways to work with other communities, to work together in coalition, and to make ourselves stronger as a result. We have more power when we're working together with other groups. This is our focus. And we're talking about addressing diversities. That we're always looking at that piece when we're doing our programming.
Okay. Well, that's actually good because one of my beliefs is that we need to be involved with other organizations. We always need to be in touch, and we always need to be tapping resources instead of always reinventing the wheel sometimes.
Right.
And when we're talking, and we're talking around the world, you don't know what can happen.
Absolutely.
And that brings up another, I think, unique strength of our office and of the Auraria campus is our ability to network and the opportunities for networking. Another event that I think we're all pretty proud of was last February. We dedicated a whole afternoon to raising awareness about HIV in the African American community. It was sort of a community forum called Raise the Roof on HIV, and we worked with innumerable campus offices as well as many different community organizations. And it was really amazing to see the power of all those people coming together with all their different strengths and different backgrounds and working towards a common goal. And I think that Auraria is pretty amazing for that.
One of the things that we have coming up soon now is a regional conference focused on college students, but not limited to college students. It'll be happening over Valentine's Day weekend in February. It's called
Celebrating the Whole Leader, Rocky Mountain Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, and Queer Leadership Conference.
This has been going on for about 10 years and has been moving from college to college in Colorado. But we're hoping we can get some folks from Wyoming and maybe some other surrounding states, but also some community people to participate in that conference. So consider yourself invited.
Well, that's fine because actually I was not aware of this, and we do have another issue of Diversity coming out.
Great.
So we're gonna be talking.
Perfect. We can fill you in on keynote speakers. Beverly Jenkins from Minnesota, I believe. Wisconsin, sorry.
Yes, it's
from
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Right.
Where I'm from.
So sorry.
Hey now.
She's going to be our keynote speaker, and on that Friday afternoon on the 14th, on Valentine's Day, we'll be leading a 4-hour Activists Institute on building an inclusive movement, an anti-racist movement. So we're really excited about bringing her out and hope that we'll get some participation from the community on that. There's a website for the conference. It's www.lgbtqsummit.org. So you can get all the information about what's going to be happening and registration information on that website.
Does your website actually have a link to it?
You bet.
Okay, and that's
www.glbtss.org.
great. Yeah, because that's actually I went there and it's a very nice website as well.
Thank you. We think so too.
Yeah, and it's very informative. I was actually perusing it for about an hour, and
you still didn't get through everything, did you?
I did not, but I also was educated.
Yeah.
And that was something that was very pleasing.
It's always growing. We have a great volunteer webmaster, Steve Rowe, and he's really put a lot of time and effort into it, and we're really very proud of it.
Well,
So thanks for bringing it up.
you should be. And just so that everybody knows, this is the 10-year anniversary for the
Yes.
GLBT Student Services.
Yep.
So our hats are off to you.
Thank you.
Well, with this leadership conference that's coming up in February, I guess some of the questions that I would have would be, what is it involving? What do you hope to accomplish with this? And why do we need to have this leadership conference?
Well, before I started at Metro, I was a student at Fort Lewis College in Durango, where I grew up, and on one occasion attended their LGBT student club meeting. And I think it's really important that we come together as often as possible. I really remember walking into that room and being in a room full of scared college students who were not out for the most part and who were really uncomfortable in their space. And I think it's really important that at least once a year we take a minute and we all come together and we talk about what we're working on and what we have in common and where we're headed and how we can help each other in that. This year, we've dedicated the conference to really celebrating the whole leader, thus the title, Celebrating the Whole Leader, and recognizing all the different facets that come together in a leader. There's a social side, there's a political side, there's an emotional side, a spiritual side, and all these have to come together, and all of these facets have to be fostered in order to create effective leaders. I think that the importance of leadership sort of goes without say. It's always important to be fostering leadership in the next generation of folks. And I think this is a great opportunity for us to come together as queer people, as students, and help each other grow as leaders and go back with some new strength to take to our campuses.
We're hoping to attract some young people to this conference too. We're really proud of the Auraria campus and think that it's a wonderful place for young GLBT folks to learn and grow. And so we always are looking for ways to reach out to young people, get them on campus so that they can see that themselves and experience the accepting atmosphere there. So one of the ways is to invite them to things like the conference. Usually once or twice a year, we have something called Come Out to Auraria, which is a day when we host GLBT youth, GLBTQ youth in the area for a day, have them come visit, give them a tour of the campus, have them have breakfast and lunch with us and talk to a panel of students, get them hooked up with us so that they feel comfortable, get a sense of it. And hopefully then it feels like another home for them and they decide to come join us in the next year or two as new students. Another way that we've done that is applied to the Gill Foundation for one of their education scholarships, which we received. So we have a $32,000 grant from the Gill Foundation for over a 7-year period, which allows us to give a $2,000 a year scholarship for 4 years to 4 different incoming freshman students. We're on our 2nd year, so we have 2 students now, each of them receiving a scholarship for the full 4 years. And it's a wonderful way for us to pull in some budding leaders who have already done a lot of work in the community and get them involved on our campus and help them grow and learn and foster their leadership skills to turn them into some pretty magnificent leaders for our community in the years to come.
Well, that's good because we're going to need them. The continuing education piece to me is so critical. I would love to be able to say, we don't have to worry about it anymore, but we all know that's not the case. And that's why it's so good to see what you guys are doing on campus, and especially with the scholarship pieces. And if you want to tell us a little bit more about that, that would be great.
Absolutely, because we're always looking for applicants. It's tough to get the word out to high school age people about it. They're tough for a group to communicate with. And now that there's more and more GSAs or the gay straight alliances, it's easier because you have some avenue to get in there. And GLSEN, the Gay, Lesbian, Straight Educators Network, they're a good resource for us too in getting the word out. But another way is just to go directly to our website. Again, www.glbtss.org. On the front page, on the right side, there's a link for scholarships. And we have a whole list of different scholarships, but the Gill scholarship is listed on there. The application form you can download right from the site.
With downloading, do you have to send it to you, or can they just fill it out online?
They'd have to mail it in.
Okay.
Yeah. They can also call us if they have questions about it. Our number is 303-556-6333. And I haven't even said where we're located yet, because we have this wonderful new office space that we want people to come see. We used to be on the 3rd floor in the Tivoli Student Union on the Auraria campus, and we're down on the 2nd floor now, which is the main level. Yes.
That's awesome.
It's the main level right near the information desk. So we have a really great central location. We're off to the side just a little bit for privacy purposes, but we're really in the main drag of things. Yeah. Bright yellow window frames, so you can't miss us.
Okay, so it is gay.
Oh, yeah.
As only we can do it. And there's nothing wrong with that.
So I want to really encourage young people to apply for that. There are not that many applicants at this point. So don't be scared off about applying. Definitely do it.
I know we'll help you get the word out.
Great.
We got different avenues in this as well.
Yeah.
The radio show is one avenue. So we will be working together.
Great.
Well, I'd like to take a minute and talk about a different kind of event that we do. We've talked a lot today about education, about educating ourselves as GLBT folks, and also educating allies and potential allies on campus. But another big piece of what we do is creating community, providing a safe space for GLBT students and GLBT allied students. One of the ways that we do that is with our spring banquet. We've done it every year. I believe this will be our 9th year doing it. And it's our lavender graduation of sorts. It's a opportunity for our GLBT community to congratulate the GLBT graduates who are finishing up their school career. People who have not only overcome all the obstacles of being a student, but also the obstacles of being a GLBT student. It's a lot of fun. It's very tongue-in-cheek. We don't take ourselves too seriously that time of year. And there's so many stuffy events that we figure that there needs to be a space for people to laugh and have fun and joke with ourselves. So we do a lot of that sort of stuff, too, of bringing people together. And part of our new space, Karen was speaking earlier about our move, part of that is that now we have a lounge sort of area. We have couches and a coffee table, and people have a place where they can sit and chat with each other and have lunch and be queer and be GLBT and whatever they're doing and feel safe about that. So,
well, that's great, because I think that a safe place is needed at this point.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that I've been hearing is that you guys do a lot of different programs, and you do have some really good events that happen. What about the volunteer piece? Does your group need volunteers? Does it just work off of the campus volunteers? Do you guys do outreach to moms and dads, PFLAG, through the center. Do you guys do any of that type of stuff? And is that stuff that you can do?
Sometimes we have the wonderful problem of having more volunteers than we know how to use, which is really wonderful.
That is so wonderful.
Yeah. We have students coming in who are wanting to do internships, who are wanting to do community service hours, who have to do some sort of service project for a class, and they all want to do it in our office because we're so attractive place to be.
Especially with the yellow frames.
Yes, that's right. But we do make use of a lot of volunteers. There's a lot of students and volunteer help in terms of planning this conference. We have about 20 people on the committee, I think, and they're doing a lot of work. It's not just for show that they just show up for the meeting and offer their advice and then never do anything until the next meeting. They're active volunteers and active participants. We really rely on them. In fact, everything that we do, we rely on volunteers. We do a lot for how few people we have working in the office. I'm the only professional staff person in the office, and then we have 5 student staff, and even with all of them, we can't do everything that we want to do. So there's always a project and a way to fit volunteers in.
In Denver alone, I mean, there are many different organizations. What organizations do you work with or work with you to help promote what you're doing?
We've worked with a lot of organizations over the year. I almost hesitate to list them because I'm sure I would miss somebody, but all the main ones.
That is a long list.
And it's been a really nice working relationship. We have something to offer in that we have meeting space on campus that we can access and offer to community groups to use. And so we sometimes co-host some programs that are offered by community groups but are held on campus, which is a really nice melding of resources, I think. And it gets people on our campus, which we always like too. Yeah. And then they get to see what we're all about as well. So we've showed movies on campus that PFLAG has done or GLSEN has done. We've worked with Equality Colorado and the Center and done a lot of work with Rainbow Alley. Again, I wanted to stay away from doing the list, and I did anyway.
Well, everybody will understand if you cannot list them all. And
worked with CAP and Project Angel Heart.
Yeah. Which in itself is a great testament to what you do.
Yeah. Well, and it gets our students connected with those organizations too.
Absolutely.
So they leave the campus and then they go out into the community and then they hook up with these different organizations and continue the work that they do.
Which right there, I was going right there with that, is that they have a place to continue being an activist.
Yeah.
Or to be involved in the community,
right,
and find their way in the world.
Yeah. Not always as volunteers. Some of them gotten hired on in some of these organizations too, which is wonderful as well.
Exactly. And I mean, that in itself is a big piece that we need too, because we all know that fundraising for nonprofits has gone down.
Right.
Granting has come down.
Yeah.
And for still people to still be even interested in working in nonprofit is saying something when they know that they're not going in. We all know they're not going to get paid.
That's right.
Very much anyway. But from my standpoint, I have worked with some of the areas that you're talking about because I used to work with the center.
Right.
And I've gone to some of the speaking engagements and found them absolutely fantastic. And what you guys do is critical.
Yeah, we're lucky because we have a little bit more solid funding than some of the nonprofits in town. We have resources that they don't have. And while higher ed isn't in any fantastic financial condition right now either because of the state budget cuts, student fee monies are a little more solid ground than the nonprofits are getting right now. And so we're able to do some things, I think, that other groups aren't. Which
in itself is a good testimony to the Metro State and University of Colorado and Community College of Denver.
Right.
Because they've said, we're going to take the money and we're going to make sure it stays happening.
It's a good campus.
Yeah.
It really is a good place to be. I've been there for 9 years now, and it's the longest I've been in any job. It's the best job I've ever had.
And where you're located in the Tivoli Center is absolutely, I mean, it's the place to be when you're not in class. And the atmosphere there itself is just fantastic.
Yeah. We agree. it's what we tried to create, and I think we've achieved it. And though we're always continuing to improve and grow and make it better than what it is.
Well, we want to thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you.
no problem. This is what the show is for. It's for reaching the GLBT community in many different ways. So everybody remember February 14th and 15th is the Leadership Conference. And it's going to be held where?
In the Tivoli.
In the Tivoli.
On the Auraria campus.
Okay.
The website again is www.lgbtqsummit.org. And our website is www.glbtss.org.
And if you don't have internet access, you can always reach them at 303-556-6333.
Right.
And there is a voicemail there. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Diverse City Radio, a presentation of Diverse City Magazine, Achievement Media, and 1021X. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, or if you'd like to share your questions, comments, or suggestions, please let us know. Our contact information can be found at diversitymag.com. Our fax number is 303-758-3071, or call 303-300-3699. Join us again next Sunday for another edition of Diverse City Radio. Thanks for listening from Diverse City, Achievement Media, and Denver's Pure Dance Channel, 1021X.